So welcome to Module 2, and this is where we explain the Kill Cravings technique. Now, it's important to realise that just because we call it the Kill Cravings technique, you don't need to have an actual craving or desire for any particular food. All that's necessary to get incredible mileage out of this technique is to find yourself eating a particular food too often or having too much of it in terms of quantity. Then you know that you can use this technique to absolutely free yourself of that food so that you control the food instead of it controlling you. So this is a technique that you'll use every single day until you have got to that point where there is just no food that controls you and where you find yourself making healthy choices because it's what you want, not because it's what you think you should do. So this is a technique that can absolutely put you in control of all of your eating behaviour because you already understand by this point, having completed Module 1, that all eating behaviour is conditioned, that is, comprised of conditioned responses. And we know that conditioned responses aren't stored anywhere in the brain, rather they have to be recreated or reformulated each time in response to a certain trigger. When we deliberately trigger a conditioned response, but at the same time interfere with that response by introducing some other set of conditioning, not only do we stop that response in its tracks right there, but we kill it off permanently. So we're setting ourselves free permanently when we interrupt a conditioned response in this very special way. So we're going to be creating 2 conditioned responses with our guinea pig, whom you'll meet in a moment. One of those conditioned responses will be around a particular food, which she finds she eats rather too frequently, and the other will be a conditioned response around something that she finds truly revolting. Now, when we create a conditioned response, the timing of that is really important because our response actually goes up in a pattern like that and falls away quickly. And you can imagine if we try to grab a point which is early on in the piece, we've got this shape, and if we grab a point here early on, it's actually too weak to actually be of any use. If we wait until we're right at the peak and then we apply our stimulus, it's actually too late because by the time we touch, we're going down the hill. So the magic point, if you like, is just before the peak. That's when we need to do the touch for the conditioned response, and that's what you'll see happen in just a moment when you meet Deborah. So let's take a look at how the Kill Cravings technique looks in actual practice.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is where we demonstrate the Kill Cravings technique, and we're lucky to have Deborah Featherby here as our guinea pig, our volunteer. Deb is a very popular celebrant here in Perth. So Deb, thanks for taking the time to help people to learn this very important technique. We appreciate it. So Deb, one of your favourite foods that you like to have a reasonable amount of time is the Barchi chocolate, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is set up a conditioned response for the Barchi chocolate that is associated with this knee. Okay. Then on the other knee, we're going to set up a conditioned response for something that is nothing as nice as a Barchi chocolate. And we discussed this earlier, and it's sputum, isn't it? Yum. Okay. And also, you know that you can pull back or clear off from the states that we're installing here, in your case, by doing some deep breathing. Because for you in the past, that's always worked to help you go into a neutral state very fast. So we want that neutral state in between each touch of the knee, and I'll just key into you when to do that so that you won't have to guess, you'll know exactly what to do and when. Okay, so we've practiced the Barchi because it's very important for people to practice the imagined experience of eating this particular food so they can pinpoint where is the point where they're just before the peak. And when we practiced this with you, it was just before you got to the point of having a full flavour of the thing in your mouth, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So let's think about the bhaji and how you take it and you unwrap it, and there's that little message inside, and you bring it up to your mouth and you take that first little nibble, the little crunch, and then because it's smooth and melty, it kind of just melts a little bit into your mouth before you get the full flavour, and breathe and get away from that state. Okay, did we hit the right point?
We did.
Yeah, thought we might have. Okay, so we do that again now. So you've got the bhaji there, you unwrap it, there's a little message inside, you bring it up to your mouth, the first little nibble, the crunch, and then the meltingness as you get the full taste, and now you break state away from there with breathing. Lovely. And then we do that a final third time. So you've got the bhaji there, you unwrap it, there's a little message inside, you bring it up to your mouth, you take that first nibble, crunch, that smooth meltingness before you get the full good and breathing. Okay, and now we test that, because we need to know that from that neutral state, if we do that touch, do we get that same feeling? Yeah? Mm-hmm. And so how did you know you got that same feeling?
I could taste it.
Yeah, I could see you salivating. So breathing again to get very, very neutral. So that's great, we've got that. So now we go on to that other thing where you're holding that sputum in your hand and breathing. See, we don't have to go very far into that one, do we? Okay, so you're holding that sputum in your hand, and you'd never lick it, would you? And breathing, and good. So get right away, nice clean mental state in between each of these practices. Okay, and the last time, holding that sputum in your hand, give it a good lick, yum, and breathing. Okay, neutral?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Good. Now we just test that, and breathing again. Yeah, I could see it's there because it's gagging a bit. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
So that's great. So we've been successful in putting the bhaji conditioned response here and the sputum conditioned response here. Now it's time to combine them in sequence in a very special way. So we take that and we put that over the top of it. That's right. And breaking state with that breathing. Good. And you notice what I said, and we put that over the top of it. That was when I made contact with that knee, so that your unconscious mind knows exactly what we mean by that. All right, breathing again, because we just went back there, didn't we? Okay, so we take that and we put that over the top of it. That's right. And break state, breathing again. And you notice I'm saying that's right. I'm saying that because I'm noticing that clash of states going on, which is exactly what we want. And one last time we take that and we put that over the top of it. That's right. That's right. Okay, neutral. Now, if I press this one, would you like a bhaji now? We'll unwrap it nice and crinkly,
really.
Tasty, yum, yum, yum. Okay, what about if we do the bhaji anchor? Would you like a bhaji now?
Not
nice little
necessarily,
exciting
no.
message inside? No.
Not necessarily.
Okay, so would you like to tell our camera what that experience was like for you?
I found it rather daunting that to go from something nice to something so horrible could actually happen so quickly.
Could you ever believe that it would happen that fast?
No, not at all. No.
So out of 10, how likely is it that you'd go home and have a bhaji tonight if it were there?
Tonight, that would be at least a 9 out of 10.
That
I wouldn't
you wouldn't go home and have it.
one.
Right, okay. So that feeling will fade off after a few days, 3 days max, and you'll feel quite neutral about bhajis. You might eat them or you might not, but more times than often you'll find yourself deciding that no, you don't really feel like it. So well done. Congratulations and thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.